me give you a little illustration about kind of what I mean by health and how we measure that. Health is an abstraction. It's a state of being, but it's not really something of doing. It's a bunch of factors that come together that give definition to this term health. You may be young, old, in this location or that location, but the question is, are you healthy? Well, the doctor doesn't have a healthometer and look at you and go, yeah, got it, or not. I mean, there are some things that happen, but they measure a bunch of different things, and it all points together to this description of health. For example, they'll take your pulse. One sign of health is a beating heart. The blood is flowing. It's good. Speaking of that, they'll look at your blood. They'll take your blood pressure. They will feel the temp. Is your body temperature warm? Is your skin moist, or is it clammy? They'll look at pain. They'll ask you questions, and they'll want to know those answers. And every one of these measures has a continuum of, is it good or is it bad? And there's a range of optimal. And so are you on the bad side of that range? Are you on the good side of the range? Because there's so much balance in the idea of health that all those factors come together. And so reality is all of these things come together to say, in fact, I actually had a doctor one time. We would go through this whole physical exam, and he would write on the chart, patient seems in good health. And he couldn't say is, because there was always stuff he didn't know. But based on the observation of all of these cumulative little points of data, he was able to say the patient appears to be healthy. And that was like his stamp of approval on how we were doing right then. And if there was something else, well, then he started writing prescriptions and he took notes on the chart. And you know, I expected that of him, because I wanted to know, how am I doing? And he was able to compare these things. And there's not a healthometer. There's a health cluster of things that work together. And so the reality check is this: we can measure the health of a group, of a church, just like we measure the health of our bodies. Now, the measurements are not the same. Maybe there's some analogies here, but you know, it's important to us. What is our attendance doing? What is our giving doing? Are people reading their Bible? What are the actions that people would do that indicate spiritual health? I can't know your spiritual condition just by looking at you, but I can watch what you do, and I can listen to what you say, and it points back to what God is doing in your heart. Think about that. We're going to talk more about it. What are the ways that we measure the health and the well-being of our church family?